I wanted to talk
What
about.
about the Mandela effect? What about it? Smooth.
Alright, let's see. That goes there.
Oh, you can't read way back there.
I'm not going to read way back there. Ooh.
What is that?
Oh, that's just the chat history. It say there's no chat history because there's no chat history. Why is my magnet not sticking well? Ooh. Alright, let's see if I can find the stream on here. Then I can read the comments and see everything up in front. Yeah, it's working live now. Got the mic. Hello, I'm back. I know I messed up on my stream earlier today.
Oh, messed it all.
I messed up real bad. I logged off way too early. I didn't know anybody was watching. I was driving. That makes it harder. I can't see on that camera. Greetings. What's up, UFO Fact or Fiction? Greetings. Sorry for earlier today with my messed up stream. You guys know Yasmin Joyner, Yasmin UFO. You could log on through there and you can see the comments. It's better that way. I guess it doesn't work that well through here. Oh, wait, there, I can see it. Greetings.
That's too far, man.
Yeah, you'll probably see it better from there.
I mean, I got better eyes than you, but that's, no.
Why are you talking trash with my eyes for?
Can't do it. You ain't got no good eyes.
Now she's bashing on my eyes. It's messed up.
Which page is it on now?
Just my
Just the regular one?
yeah. That one.
Oh, it does say you're
Live.
now. Lies. Lies, I say.
Que estoy vivo.
Lies. I'm keeping it on mute because I don't need to. I don't see any comments. Oh, wait, no.
There's one that says greetings. Oh, it's up on the corner, on the right-hand corner. You have to zoom out. You're zoomed in way too big. Why is it so clear on your computer? It's like super HD.
Your camera looks kind of weird.
Yeah,
that's because my computer is the bomb.
It is. But you can't see the comments like that with what you're doing. Oh, see, that's their benefit. They get to put their watermark on there. Camera-Fi Live. They get free marketing, basically.
So.
Yeah, we're using an app called Camera-Fi Live to live stream off my phone. It makes it easier. I guess we found where they get their benefit from.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can't tell. There's 3 people watching.
That's us. That's you, me, and the camera.
Yeah.
We're here by ourselves.
We're our own audience.
We're our own audience. It's fun.
That is a shame.
That is a big shame.
Well, go ahead. Talk to the peoples. Uh-oh, we lost one. Now it's just me and you.
Uh-oh.
We lost people.
Keeps bouncing. Alright, so I was going to talk about the Mandela effect. Who wants to hear a crazy Mandela effect story?
The one person.
The one person watching, yeah.
The one person.
There'll be replayers.
Perhaps
I am here.
There will be replayers.
Alright, we got an audience of 1, yay! Alright, so...
Oh, snap, we got 2. Oh, what?
The camera freeze? No, it's still going. Alright, so my Mandela effect story goes... I'm sure you guys have probably done this, where you sit and just like you watch a bunch of UFO videos, you watch a bunch of Mandela effect videos. If you haven't, the Mandela effect is where something is different in history than what you remember. And one of the ones that got me is I was surfing through these videos, and it said in the video that the spelling of Gandhi had now changed from the way that I remembered it as G-H-A-N-D-I, Gandhi, to G-A-N-D-H-I. So the video said that G-A-N-D-H-I was now the way that Gandhi was spelled. And it frustrated me because I remembered it being spelled G-H-A-N-D-I. I called my buddy Yas over here. She says that I was wrong and that it was spelled G-H-I. What was that?
Turn your notification sounds off.
Sorry.
See, this is what happens.
I'm not a professional like Yas.
When you're a live stream noob.
Yeah.
And you just...
All right,
Man,
so
you just be messing up.
I hopped on Google and I searched to see if I was right or wrong, and it turns out Google said that Gandhi was now the way that Yas was saying that it was spelled, Gandhi. And I even said that that I guess I was wrong and I remembered it wrong. But then later I remembered that I had actually gone to Gandhi's, what was it called? I went to Gandhi's memorial where they had his ashes in a place here in California. And I remember recording his shrine where it had his name spelled out. So I said, if I go look at the video of his shrine, I'll see how it was spelled. And I go to my video, and I have Gandhi's name in my video. And in my title, I have it spelled Ghandhi, the incorrect way that I remembered it being spelled. So I'm trying to play the video all night, and the video won't play. It's been hours later. And I finally admit defeat, and I say that I guess I was wrong. My video won't load, and I go to sleep. I wake up the next morning remembering the Gandhi thing, that now Gandhi was spelled differently. I remembered, and I go back to my video trying to get it to play, and that next morning my video actually played. When my video played, it showed in the shrine Gandhi was spelled the way that I remembered, Ghandhi. And then I go on Google and I look it up, and all of a sudden, like magic, Google changed back to what I had remembered, saying in history now Gandhi was always spelled the way that I remembered.
He was pretty freaked out.
Not freaked out, I was more excited that I saw an actual shift in a world where Google said Gandhi was spelled this way and had always been spelled this way, and then the next morning when I see my proof that I remembered it being spelled differently, Google jumps back, sort of like a video game, saying, holy shit, I guess he caught the glitch, we better fucking fix it. Something happened that changed two different worlds where I was in a reality where Gandhi and all of history was spelled a different way that I remembered. And the craziest thing is after having that shift and jump, then just everything in my life started changing. Like, I got a phone call for the dream job, and now I'm working that. Literally the very same day that happened, all this started unfolding and following in. Now, literally everything you think just starts manifesting. Once you start seeing proofs of the Matrix, or at least that's my theory on it, but it was just a cool experience.
I wish you would keep that mindset with other things, but you seem to not keep that mindset with other aspects.
I do.
I hope you notice my office space look to the camera. I'm going to just call him cumulonimbus. But yeah, that is that. Have you guys experienced any weird Mandela effect stuff, or have you heard from any other friends or family that they've experienced something being off that they remember being the same way? I know a lot of people know the Berenstain Bears thing, which that really tripped me out because I have a ton of Berenstain Bears books.
I wish I would record your reaction. Her reaction for that was
pretty
priceless.
Mad.
She was upset.
I was pretty mad because I distinctly remember it being a certain way. Now, I'm not a person who jumps to, immediately jumps to conspiracy theories. I think that there are other things that could be, causing this situation. Like, I like to take everything as a factor and then just try to, do research and figure out what things could be, rather than being like, oh yeah, it's definitely this one thing that I just saw one time on YouTube for the first time in my whole life, and now I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm all about that. Like, no. I go through that crap a lot, actually. Cool. Like, what stuff have you experienced?
Like the Mandela effect stuff?
I think a Stargate or time shift. The lowest rib that is distinctly...
I remember hearing about that. The rib has changed. Like, the actual human anatomy has changed. A lot of people are saying. The structure of our brain, our organs have now shifted into different ways than they remember.
Okay.
I should know this stuff because I went to school and I learned the human anatomy for phlebotomy and medical system, but...
I learned the human anatomy
it just flies through your head.
Art
stuff.
Yeah.
So you probably remember if the stuff was changed. You should look at that stuff.
I don't know which stuff are they saying changed.
That's the hard part for me. It's like, it's so... there's so much to the damn anatomy. It's hard to remember where everything was.
I'm more bones and muscles in terms of my knowledge of anatomy than organs. So, because I'm only dealing with, how to draw people and figures and stuff. I don't need to know what your guts look like to draw the outside of you. So, but I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's CERN doing this, and they're shifting stuff, and I'm like, it might not be CERN. You know, that's kind of a conclusion that you're jumping to. I've also heard theories about us actually being able to shift different realities. For instance, if you're familiar with any basic quantum physics stuff, such as like the double slit experiment, what the double slit experiment describes and displays is that there's a possibility that an observer can change the behaviors of particles, which is what everything is freaking made out of. I'm a film major, so our hearts are now in the center that used to be on the left.
Wait, what? No, they're not in the center, are they?
No.
Did our hearts move to the center?
No,
I know
they're
that
supposed
one.
to be
I know
on
it's
the
supposed
left.
to be on the left.
Luke, I am your father, or no, I am
Oh, that
your
was me. I
father.
typed that.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I remember.
That's one big Mandela effect one that I love to refer to. Do you remember Luke?
Yeah, that
or
made
no?
me mad too, because I'm like, no, dude, it's Luke. It's
I-
not no.
I had people who had the actual VHS pop it in, and they saw a certain good idea. But I had people pop in their VHS thinking they were going to see Luke and frustratingly get to the part of the movie and see no.
Yeah, but when I asked my friend, he was like, yeah, no, it says no. It says no, I am your father.
He probably
Dang.
saw the videos on it later.
He hasn't seen anything about
So
it.
he always remembered it no?
Yep.
That's one of the other theories. They say people are shifting from multiple realities into one. So
Well,
it could be from ours, it was different.
Here's the thing with the quantum physics thing, right? If we are experiencing our realities based on what we are observing and thinking and changing the behaviors of these said particles. I related to film. I'm an animator, so when I think about things in sequential form. Like when you watch a movie, whenever you watch a film, you're watching individual pictures, like on a film strip, at 24 frames per second, and it's giving you the illusion of movement, just like when you draw individual parts of a character for Disney or whatever the hell you want to reference. You're getting individual pictures that are run at a sequence, and they give you they gives you the illusion of life, of motion. We could also be doing the same thing now, which is whatever we're thinking is changing different realities, like train tracks. And all of these train tracks are infinite. There are infinite realities. There are realities that exist where I'm white and Fausto is freaking black. There are realities that exist.
I wonder if I can dance in that reality.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. There are realities for everything.
Have you heard of this one? Our stomachs are up underneath our ribs now, and our liver is bigger. I've heard of our livers getting bigger.
The kidneys are now up and behind the ribs in your back. I've always heard of the kidneys being in your back.
Well, they said they made the liver bigger so we can handle all the new toxins we're eating, supposedly. But that could just also be inflammation from eating all the crap.
That could just be a natural evolutionary thing that happened because we've been eating crap. We haven't been eating food, you guys, just so you know.
We've been eating paste. 90% paste, 10% meat.
This is why I'm trying to be a vegetarian and a vegan, man. But if we were to say that realities existed like train tracks,
We
we're the
now
train,
have bone behind our eyeballs where we used to have empty sockets.
there's always been a bone behind your eyeballs. As far as I knew, right? Right?
I remember seeing pictures of anatomy where there was an empty hole
No,
in the back.
it's a depression. But then I have always thought that there is like a bone cover way in the back. But it's not a cover. It's not like a bone like right freaking here. Like it is a socket, but I think there is something back there that covers it, like that keeps your brain kind of separate from your eyes.
I think back to my old days in class.
But there is a socket.
I remember there being an opening for the ports for your eyes to send back their wires.
Yeah, no, your eyes, there might be a little hole, like if you would feed like a video wire or something like behind your eyes. But I don't think that there's open space between your brain and between your eye. As far as every anatomy book that I've looked at, in fact, here I have an anatomy book, like right here. I could break it up. Like your eyes do.
She has a whole giant wall of books back
there.
there.
Eyes do sit in your eye sockets, but I think that there is a bone that is behind your eyeballs, and just like you would feed like a video wire through something, the nerves that connect your eyes to your brain go through like just a little port, like a little hole.
Through a hole in the wall.
I think, but I could be wrong.
A hole in the wall.
Oh man, I can't find my anatomy book. Okay, anyway, but back to the track thing. So if you have these infinite tracks, and think of the tracks as strips of film. If we're moving through these tracks with our senses, the way that we take in information, then that means that we have multiple still images, still universes, passing in front of our eyes. Probably, like, we might be experiencing the best version of VR that you'll ever experience. And in this creation of actual movement, we are traversing through all of these different parallel universes, and it seems like we're moving, when in actuality we're just going through individual universes. And this is my other thing that might be a possibility, a theory. Let's say you jump the track too far, and you end up in an existence, in a dimension, or in a parallel universe that has Hitler winning the war, and you just came from this reality. That would break your brain. Like, that would hurt. That would make you go crazy. I think there are very few people that could do something like that mentally and still keep it together. You know what I mean? Because that would be such a stark contrast of what you've been experiencing. It would be crazy. So I feel like we could also be doing what's going on. Like, we could be causing the Mandela effect by us just changing parallel universes on our own. And because the train tracks are so close together, the subtleties are, the differences are very subtle and very small. Little things like quotes in movies, or passages in the Bible, or but little things. It's not like the entire Bible is like a different Bible. You know what I mean? Because I think if that were the case, then people's brains would just break. They would just break. Picture a nice girl
It was supposed to say something else.
Okay, without
empty
the
skull.
flesh and
Picture
the
an empty
bones.
skull.
Always an empty hole. The anatomy book showing the way it is now. Doesn't mean it's not. Yeah, no, I agree. That wasn't supposed to say nice girl. It was supposed to say picture an empty skull. Yeah, no. As far as what I think I'm used to seeing from drawing actual skulls, it is a socket, and there's like kind of an opening. But like you said, I was upset when I went back and looked at my Berenstain Bears books, and I was like, that crap ain't spelled right. It's wrong. It's just like Marty McFly in Back to the Future when he is looking at the magazine actually change in front of him. There's nothing he can go back to point out to the reality that he used to experience, because he is now in a completely different time. He's in a different time. So
unless you find a video where you're at a shrine and you recorded the person's ashes and how their name was spelled, then you find the proof.
No. Because what happened with that is...
I'm just making a joke to what happened to me in my
experience. But,
Well, apparently my experience was a real experience, so that movie is wrong. Is dead wrong.
No, but Marty McFly was always aware of what reality he was in the past. He just was seeing, oh crap, this is a different time now. So, when that happened to you, you probably flipped realities, and they were so close together that it wasn't a giant leap.
Yeah.
But you experienced it because you still recalled the reality that you existed in before. The Scarecrow has a gun in The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I heard of that one. That one's crazy. I don't remember him having a gun.
The movie Snow White, she doesn't say mirror, mirror on the wall. She says slave in the mirror, magic mirror. What? No!
Yeah, this one's weirder too, because now in like other translations of it, it still says mirror, mirror, when it never apparently existed as mirror, mirror. It's always been magic mirror. And in the French translation, it's mirror, mirror. In other translations, mirror, mirror. In other books, old books of it, it's mirror, mirror. There's remnants of mirror, mirror everywhere. But now in the movie, it's always been magic mirror.
That's great, because I've seen Phantasmic way too many times. So when the mirror, mirror part comes up, she says mirror, mirror. No.
Oh my god, we gotta pay attention next time, Phantasmic. Or maybe there's a YouTube upload of Phantasmic and we can find it on there. It's gonna be changed because that was a recording of the movie. It's gonna be different now. It's gonna say Magic Mirror.
At the pyramids have 8 sides. There's no 13 zodiac signs.
Someone else had record of the memorial of Gandhi. Gandhi is now spelled. It's back to Gandhi. It better not have changed back to the other Gandhi because that's the Gandhi I remember now. Just saying, more people most likely knew how Gandhi is spelled. But yeah, Gandhi is back to that spelling. When I saw my video, the whole history had changed back to this way of Gandhi now. So Gandhi, it better not be the other way. I'm going to be pissed because I thought I'd shift back to my reality. I'm going to search this right now. Gandhi better still be the way I remember it. I better not have jumped back to the other shit reality.
I'm telling you guys, he was really freaked out.
I was pissed at that.
He was pretty freaked out. Pretty freaked out. Wait, so are there 2 of you guys in? There's 2 people in here, but it's saying 3 are watching.
Oh, fuck me.
Sometimes I'm like, he's just searching this wrong. How did you type
No,
it in?
fuck me. It really changed back to the other Gandhi. It really changed back to the other Gandhi. It's back to Gandhi. No, I had changed back to my reality. What the fuck?
They're laughing.
This is bullshit. No, I
just spelt it wrong.
I was back to my Gandhi. I checked my video.
So, Castro is still alive. Yeah, I thought he was still alive.
I remember him still be alive. But how the fuck did it change back? No. Bullshit. I gotta check my video again.
Are you sure? He is dyslexic, you guys. So he might be. Are you sure?
No, yes. I'm going back to my video right now. I have the video of the memorial.
Go to the video.
It better load.
Go. We're doing it live. Go to the video.
The memorial showed what I had.
I should Periscope stream because...
You should. It'll be like double.
Well,
But fuck, this is crazy. I thought I had shifted back. I had looked at my fucking video and I really shifted back to what I remembered. This is fucking with me again. Alright, here we go. Gandhi. Fuck you. No.
Such language, this guy, I tell you.
No, now even my title spelled back to the other Gandhi. I had it as Gandhi. Title has changed back to the other way. I did not title it this. I remember this whole thing as it happened and unfolded. How did my title fucking change to the other Gandhi?
Yay! Back to the other universe.
No, fuck the other universe. I was back to mine. Here, I have his memorial right here.
Clearly, it wasn't meant for you to be in that parallel universe, so now you done go
Well,
back.
I guess I done jumped back to the other one, because now Gandhi's back to the other way.
JC Penney is now JC
Alright, well, fucking A, I guess I fucked up and now I'm back in the other Gandhi.
I'm not sure about the JC Penney one. I can't remember. I always thought it was just JC Penney, like a regular penny. But then that might be wrong. Like, is it based on a person's name? And see, in that case, my brain just didn't want to see that letter. You know what I mean? And I just forgot that it was spelled that way. Advanced Auto. Wait, Advanced Auto is advance? What?
The fuck?
Like, my brain was like, nah, you don't use that easy.
Oh,
there.
seriously, my brain is just broken. I remember this whole experience happening just a month ago. Seeing my memorial that I recorded being spelled the way I remembered. And now that bitch is back to what I was trying to stay away from.
But why?
Well, fuck it, who cares? It's just reality jumping.
Why are you trying to say? Well, you have no idea what that reality is versus this reality. So why would there be an opposition to a different spelling name of Gandhi reality?
Because it just showed that it jumped from one Gandhi spelling to the other, and now it fucking flipped itself back, even on my own recording.
Cup of noodles, or cup of noodles, is now just cup noodles.
Domino's logo only has one domino. Wow.
They changed their logo, though. They did change their logo. I do branding and stuff sometimes, so a lot of people have been changing their logos lately. Including, like, somebody big changed their packaging and their logo, and I couldn't find it. I was like, God bless it. Like, why? Dang it.
What about Febreze?
What was it?
Or Easy E?
I thought I remembered 2 E's.
2 E's next to each other?
I thought, yeah.
Easy? It's Easy E now.
It's just Easy E?
Now it's Easy E.
There's no double E?
It's Easy E. Febreze. Febreze. E-Z-E.
It's like either we're all bad spellers or something. You guys are all dumb. You guys can't spell and you don't listen to things. Or what about the leg on C-3PO being different, right?
Yeah, now C-3PO's leg is silver.
Is it Jif or Jiffy? You know, they might have been one of those people that changed their name too, but I always remember it. Actually, I kind of remembered both. Like, is that the same company, Jif and Jiffy, or is there another, like, knockoff peanut butter that's like, no, we're gonna call ourselves Jif, just drop that FY, and people will mistakenly get Jif thinking it's Jiffy. I remember Jiffy, but I do kind of recall going down a peanut butter aisle and seeing Jif. This is a question for, like, my mom and dad, because they're old. They're, like, old, like Methuselah.
No, Methuselah was 900. They're young compared to Methuselah.
They're up there. They might as well be up there. Sara Lee Baked Goods. The slogan is, nobody doesn't like Sara Lee. Everybody remembers it was nobody does it like Sara Lee. I remember nobody does it like Sara Lee. So, see, here's the... Okay. The thing is, I would have to research each one of these things and see who has changed their branding and marketing. Because that might be some of the issue here. Because, I'm sorry, like, I've worked in advertising for 8 years. Companies change their logos, company change spellings of things, and they change their slogans sometimes. If they can see a benefit in it.
Well, that was a hard thing for some of these, like Jiffy. People research it, it's never been the other way.
Yeah, see, that's weird.
That's the weird part.
Because I do remember, like,
I was thinking it could be
Jif.
rebranding too, and when the ones that I came upon, I looked them up, see if it was rebranding. All the history was different. Just like Berenstain Bears, I thought maybe Berenstain Bears was rebranding, but you said you saw your books.
The dash on Coca-Cola is up. I know it used to be in the middle. What do you mean it's up?
Oh, did you see the thing where Stranger Things kind of points at the Mandela effect? There's a thing in Stranger Things where they point exactly at the Mandela effect and they reference to it.
Well, those guys are super nerds, man.
No, but it's insane. Like, it's the scene where she has Coca-Cola in the detective room, right? And they tell her to focus, and she closes her eyes, she focuses, and they pan the screen away. Coca-Cola's in the old school way where it has Coca-Cola spelled out, and then it pans the screen back after she practices, and it says Coke after that. It goes from Coca-Cola.
Oh, that's them messing with
Coke.
you, yeah.
But they were saying it was like a jump towards the Mandela effect thing because of her practice.
It might be
That she kind of changed the branding of Coke to what it used to be to the new one.
Yeah, I don't think.
Best for us, we know that one's a rebrand, but they were pointing it towards the Mandela effect kind of.
Well, I mean that whole show is kind of talking about parallel dimensions and realities. So
that's what I think they're probably kind of jumping at with that Coke.
Yeah,
jump.
I could
they
see
jumped
them.
to two realities where Coke is spelled differently.
They love Easter eggs on that show. Trust me, it didn't change.
From Coca-Cola to Coke. Was it Coke first or was it Coca-Cola first?
Coca-Cola. It's always been Coca-Cola.
No, now it's Coke, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's rebranding.
Yeah, that's rebranding. But I mean, in Stranger Things, that's what they did.
Yeah, no, he's saying in the TV show Stranger Things
they
did
made
that.
a reference to like the Mandela effect with that.
Right, and I could see them. I could see them putting that into the film because that's the whole point of like the show. Is like parallel realities, parallel dimensions, otherworldly things. Like some directors have put like Easter eggs and stuff in their films like that. Stanley Kubrick is known for doing that in The Shining. There's a really interesting documentary if you are a movie nerd and you love conspiracy theories as well. I think it's on Netflix. The last time I saw it was on Netflix, and it's called Room 231. And,
I love that movie.
Huh?
I love that movie.
The Shining?
The Room 231?
That's
no, I'm thinking of another movie, 13-something. 1306.
He making stuff.
The movie with Samuel Jackson, the scary movie.
That was a horrible movie.
What? I thought it was awesome.
He doesn't have the best taste in films.
Yes, I do.
I mean, I'm a film snob, so you gotta just...
You're stuck in that structure of how film's supposed to be made by the school
I'm stuck
standards.
in good storytelling is what I am. I can't stand bad storytelling. Like, I'm sorry, Transformers is a horrible movie. It's one of the worst movies ever made. As is Pixels. It's freaking horrible. But in The Shining, there's really no, Yeah, The Shining's great. There are also people that have a conspiracy theory that Stanley Kubrick faked the moon landings.
I heard of that one.
Yeah, and it's weird because...
And they brought it up in Interstellar.
Yeah, but not Kubrick directly. But
no,
I was very...
They brought it up in
I
Interstellar.
was very surprised that they
brought it up in a movie of that size.
Right.
I was super surprised at that. Like, are they getting ready to finally talk about it?
I don't know, but I think it's something that
you bring it up in the movie. It's based in the future. Then it's like you're pre-programming the people.
Okay, with that whole thing, there are multiple things that could have happened. I do think that those guys actually went to the moon. I do think that they went to the moon. But they just didn't show
us the footage of them going to the moon.
Exactly.
That's my theory.
I think that they
really went... Because that fucking moon footage is bullshit with the wire and everything, but I still believe that they made...
It looks weird, but I don't know...
I don't think they want to show us
as an animator, right? I don't know how exactly things move in 0G. And things that look completely weird and
they make
obscure.
A camera effect where it looks like there's an invisible line?
No, it's just when you're if you're in 0G, until you actually experience it or have tested multiple ways of how things move, there's really no gauge to be like, how the hell, like, how'd they do that? You know what I mean? Like, it might look that way because maybe he didn't, if they were on the moon and if that footage is real.
Maybe a shooting star hit just in time. They didn't know. Back up and
they didn't know. They didn't know how to move yet. They did an experiment on the ISS where a kid, I think it was a kid, was like, what would a spider do in space? Like, would they be able to function in space? Because a spider in 0G, a spider's used to gravity being a certain way, and it's like literally, it's like taking a fish out of water, but it can still live, but now it's flying. Like, and acclimate. Like, how would you acclimate? They did it, they tested it, it took a minute, for the spider was like, because it couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. Then after a while, it acclimated and it was able to work better. So, if the footage is real, don't know. If the footage is fake, don't know. Can't adhere to either. But I wouldn't put it past them to make the moon landing and everything seem like everything was hunky-dory. Look at them playing golf and gracefully gliding across the moon on the road. You know what I mean? I could totally see them just faking how easy the situation was and how perfect everything went. Because I highly doubt everything perfectly went on that mission. Like, that is a serious amount of science that has to be freaking terrifying. Because, like, I don't know if you've ever looked at people that go deep under the water, in the oceans. It's the equivalent. Like, you are under intense amounts of pressure in total darkness in a little submarine, and I could equate the same type of psychological experiences being in deep sea as being in space. Like, it's a big deal. So
it's USA versus Russia, so they would fake it. How many people do you remember in the car when JFK was assassinated? I always remembered 4. Other people remember 6, like her mom.
My mom remembers Kennedy, his wife, and then the other, I guess he was a senator. But
then there's weird replicas where they make replicas of Kennedy's car, and it's a 2-seater. And when they did the CIA thing, it was also a 2-seater, like remnants.
That replica wasn't a replica. It was the same model car, but without the extra chassis.
But it could be a remnant where they made it as a 2 model car because that's
it could be. But when I showed it to my mom, like I said, my mom is as old as Methuselah. She was like, "Oh yeah, I remember. It was the same." He got shot too. So, it doesn't mean it's not happening. So I have really no clue. If we're going to Mars, then why are we never going back to the moon? Yeah. That's always been a very...
They say we're on the moon already, that we have bases in the back.
There are conspiracy theories that say that we have bases on the moon. There are conspiracy theories. There's a lot of weird videos from some of our UFO friends on YouTube who have weird filmings who, like, all they do is film the moon and they have weird things
streaking across the moon.
Yeah,
doing,
and
like
there,
zigzag patterns.
I was
Who
looking.
was the one guy who filmed the moon? Was it Crow 77? I forgot who.
He's
it
not
was.
our friend though.
Not our friend, but I mean, just
Crow
like
777, yeah.
yeah, he was one of the ones who filmed just the moon, right?
Yeah, he films the moon all the time, and he captures these really strange anomalies.
We've talked with Crow 77 before, haven't we? I thought we.
I haven't. No.
I thought I've commented before with him.
No. He's caught really strange things. I mean, I encourage you to go check out his channel on YouTube. It's Crow 777.
I wonder if he's still active.
He's still active. Yeah. He does his own podcast, I think now too.
Oh wow.
On his own thing, but yeah, he still does stuff. But he films the moon nonstop, not nonstop, but he films the moon all the time. Jupiter rising changed, and it's now Jupiter ascending.
Was there a movie?
The
called
movie?
That?
Yeah, Jupiter ascending. I don't remember it. Jupiter rising. Why won't we send drones to the moon to at least film it? Yeah, see,
that is very weird. Yeah, we're sending drones all over Mars, but we're not sending anything to the closest planet right next to us.
Well,
not planet, I mean.
The closest space
Planetoid.
body. It's not a planet.
No, planetoid. The space body.
Space body, yeah.
Yeah.
There is a guy from Modern Record, HD. Yeah. There's a guy who was doing. He was being interviewed by Dr. Greer for his Sirius documentary and collecting evidence to give to Congress regarding UFOs and stuff like that. And I think he said this was in the 50s or the 60s. He would fix a certain type of machine for photography. And he said in the building when he walked in, he thought he was going to I think he thought he was either going to NASA or the NSA, but he went to the latter. Like, he thought he was going to NASA, but he went to the NSA. And Crow 777, the lunar wave. Yeah, the lunar wave. Yeah, that stuff is really weird. By the way, you guys, thanks for hanging out with us and jiving with us. Really do appreciate it. This guy, and you can look at his testimony on the Sirius YouTube channel because it's on there. Just look up like NASA, either NASA or NSA employee sees structures on the moon or something like that. But he said when you would walk into the building, he said he was kind of thrown off because this is the first time he's getting like super long, super high access, and he got clearance to go kind of high level security. How many times have we landed on the moon?
Oh, there was
just the.
No, there was more. There was more moon missions.
There were like 2?
No,
3?
there was like 7.
There was a 7? Oh, I guess there were 7.
Apollo 7.
Oh yeah, that was the last one.
Hmm.
So he said when you walked into the building, he said all these people were kind of looking at him as soon as he got in, and then he said on the wall there was this huge topographical picture of Earth, and he was like it was in HD. Keep in mind this is like the 60s, so they already had HD photography back then. A lot of people don't know, like, the fax machine was created in, like, the 1800s, like, early 1800s, but the public didn't get it until, like, the 70s. So he said he was taken into a room, and he was brought to repair this machine. It went down. It would view photos, or something to that effect. And the guy that was in there, the technician that was showing him the machine, he was like, this is the problem. He's like, oh, I know how to fix this. He starts trying to fix it, and he said the guy looks kind of antsy. Blazes the ganja. That's just the vape. It's just the
Electric
vape.
cigarette.
It's not the ganja, but nothing wrong with blazing the ganja. So he said the guy looked kind of antsy, and he acted like he hadn't really like talked to a lot of people before at his job, and he said he was real like kind of excited that he was here. And he said he looked over on the table and he saw these pictures. And he was like, oh, whoa, like, where are those taken on Earth? Like, where are those pictures taken? And he said the guy just paused and was like, those aren't Earth. Like, he said, what? And he's like, what, where is that then? and he told him it was the backside of the moon.
Wait, what did he see on the backside of the moon?
He saw tall structures that were glass-like, or not glass-like, but he said it looked like the moon's surface. They were kind of he said they were huge. He said some of them were leaving shadow lines on the ground that were like immense, and they were large. He saw them, and he saw a bunch of them, and he said after that, the guy. He said after that, the guy was like, somebody came into the room, and the guy kind of his tone changed, and he said I was terrified. He was like, I realized that this guy was being a little bit too cordial with me, more than he's supposed to be. And he said after he saw those pictures, he was like, I was literally, legitimately fearing for my life because I knew I wasn't supposed to see that. But he was like, that guy, he acted like he really, he's been like knowing about this, and he had nobody to talk to about it. And as soon as he came, he was like, so yeah, South America is no longer directly under North America. It's moved 1,000 miles to the right. Jesus.
There's also
Australia's now on top of New Zealand. So New Zealand is the land down under.
Even weirder now, there is no land in the North Pole. The North Pole is completely barren, iceless, and is just water now. And apparently has been for the last 100,000 years.
Wait, I thought there is something in the North, not the South, right?
In the South Pole, there's landmass. In the North Pole, there's no landmass.
Okay.
I remember there being landmass in school. I remember them teaching us that there was at least some white cap. But now Google Earth, and now apparently history says for the last 100,000 years to 200,000 years, there's been
nothing,
no land.
Do you
in the
guys?
North
What do
Pole.
you guys remember?
Do you guys remember land in the North Pole? And now Santa's apparently never had a place to stay. Santa's been sitting in the ocean in the middle of the North Pole.
Santa's got a submarine, dog. That thing is underwater. His elves got diving suits on.
That's how he delivers around the Earth. He doesn't fly around the world. He
He's
sails
swimming
around the ocean.
That's right. He's swimming. He's swimming in the ocean. He's captured. He's saving Dory.
He's setting your presence. He's setting your presents up your toilets. That's why you can get to every house without a chimney, because he comes up your toilet and delivers.
Yeah,
your
you
presents.
guys are looking in the wrong. You
should be waiting
crevices.
You should be waiting by your toilet for Santa to come up.
Y'all are looking in the wrong spot. Okay, like he's in the ocean. Duh. Santa's totally.
There's never been no land there.
But yeah, like
that's crazy.
Man, you guys, there's no telling. I mean, I do firmly believe that there are infinite realities, and probably every type of reality
Infinite
existing.
realities.
And you could change and go to any of those realities, probably at a whim. But like I said, it's better to do it gradually. Otherwise, you might just like, ugh.
Or you might end up like me, stuck in the reality you thought you left, and now Gandhi spelled the way I remember it not being spelled.
You'll jump, and then your brain's just going to be like, no!
I got excited when I jumped. Now I'm jumping.
No, he didn't. He seemed generally concerned.
Well,
that wasn't
now,
excitement. I was like, no!
No.
No!
I was excited when I first jumped back to what I remember. Now I jump back to what I don't remember. Now I'm wondering why I jumped back to what I don't remember. And
hey,
this
man,
time,
I can't help you, dog. You in your own reality, son.
Even my title and the thing in my video changed when I remember my title and the thing being different.
This is gonna be like Back to the Future, okay, buddy? The magazine's gonna show you Biff is in charge of things. It's Biff Tower,
How
buddy.
did I jump last time? Now I'm stuck.
Military took control of the moon.
That's
mission.
right. Santa's got no home.
We have 100% U.S. military activities, including bases on the moon. Population is on a need-to-know basis. Word. I wouldn't doubt that at all. That's Santa's got no home. Santa's homeless. He's homeless. I totally
Mr.
wouldn't.
D. Booper.
I totally wouldn't doubt that as a possibility. You know what I mean? Oh, it's 11:11 p.m.
Ooh.
Where's Dev Mo?
Make your
Why do you
wishes,
have an
guy.
alarm at 11:11?
I always have an alarm at 11:11. How do you think I keep making my manifestations come true?
I don't freaking know, Dad.
Set your alarms for 11:11.
I've seen triple numbers 4 times today. I didn't set no alarm. It just happened. I was like, oh.
This is just how I make sure
It's
I don't miss it.
1:11. Oh, excuse me. It's 3:33. Oh, pardon me. It's 5:55. Okay. Keep it rolling, universe. Let's go. No problems. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that as a possibility at all.
Love it.
The only thing that I have issue with, making giant bases on the moon, or anywhere for that matter, or giant spacecraft is, how are you keeping this a secret? How? Because if you're... No. Because you have to have, if you have giant bases on the moon, that means that you are getting there somewhere. So either you're getting there in a way where the public won't see it. You're not getting there off of rockets. You're getting there in some kind of other way. Or, because I just don't think people can keep a secret that
how
good.
often do we record UFOs and nobody notices anything?
No, but I'm talking about... I'm not talking about like that. I'm talking about...
It could be Crow77 who's recording them every time going to land, and everyone's just ignoring his videos on YouTube.
It could very well be. But what I'm saying
is like...
something
moving around up there, so...
Like, they're... Like...
It's either
a lot of flack that I come under is, oh, well, I know that what you captured is really strange, but it could be the government. And it's like, well, why would the government send some high-classified non-entity orb to my house to hang out? Like, what is the point in that? You know what I mean? The moon causes storms on Earth. Just so you know, there are several ancient societies that speak about there never being a moon, and then one day something brought the moon.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be a factor, too. It's something to consider. I always like going to ancient knowledge and trying to look at the way things are now and decipher it through older esoteric understandings. Because I think that ancient people really had a more true understanding of the way that the universe works. And we can't even decipher what they were thinking because they were just thinking so outside of the box compared to what we think of as important things to take note of or make iconic, or, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they had a deeper understanding of things. I think they were building on the moon, which is causing strange weather here on Earth. Well, just so you know, supermoon always cause superstorms on Earth. Just so you know.
It also makes people go crazy. This last full moon we had, like, all this stupid people reacting shit went down.
Well, there's always been a...
my favorite one is the reporters ones. Every time we have a full moon, reporters can't remember how to speak English or whatever language they're speaking. And all of a sudden, they end up doing that number right there. It looks like they're having a stroke.
I haven't seen the data.
You haven't seen those clips on YouTube?
I've seen those clips, but how do you know that they happen on full moons?
Who knows? But if they did,
he just making stuff.
If they did,
you can't be just making.
If the videos are accurate and they made it on a full moon, then there is the other correlation of people doing crazy things on full moons. Like last full moon, there was a bunch of shit that went down on the news. Well, I get home and all of a sudden there's like 10 terrorist attacks.
Yo, let me drop some knowledge on you, dog. Where do you think the word lunacy comes from? Lunatic, dog.
The moon makes you crazy.
Luna. That's where it comes from, homie. Like, I'm sure that there is something to the moon and affecting us. It affects cycles of things. It affects the waves on this planet.
The Capricorn sign is now a sea goat with a mermaid tail. What?
Yeah, it's been that.
What's a sea goat? Is that like a sea lion?
Huh?
Is it a real sea goat, like an actual goat with the tail on it, a mermaid tail?
Yeah, I've always remembered it being that, though. That's not new.
I know the zodiac.
I know it was the thing with I was like, is that? I'm like, it's a goat with
the moon.
tail. It's like a chimera. It's a weird. It's a weird thing. The moon. Yeah, look into those ancient things about the moon and it not ever being here, and then something brought it here. Also, the moon has always been an allegory of light within darkness. So, if something were to bring the moon here to help out with regulating things more cyclically, I could also, like I said, I think ancient peoples were super deep in their knowledge and the way that they depicted things, constructed things, and that everything that they constructed had multiple purposes. It was multifaceted. So the moon could be something that actually affects the cycles on this planet. Maybe things were awry and there needed to be some kind of, regulation.
Did you ever watch Mr. Rogers?
Yes.
What did he say when he opened the door? This one really messed with me.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
You haven't heard yet, have you?
Look, dude.
She hasn't heard yet, guys. Read the last comment, yes.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood.
That's not what it is now.
It's now a beautiful day in this neighborhood.
That's what he says now.
I could have misheard that, though.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have misheard that.
He mishears a lot of stuff.
But this
Lamb Chop the Sock Puppet, she sang the song, this is the song that never ends. It is now this is the song that doesn't end.
Bullshit. I remember this is the song that never ends because in high school we used to sing that all the time.
Yeah.
This is the song that never ends.
Yeah, I remember it
friend.
being never ends.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
doesn't
never
end.
the other one. I can go through all my high school friends and we all sang it. Unless some of them say the other ones, then I know they're infiltrators.
There's some weird stuff going on.
That's weird as hell because I remember that song in high school being sang every day and it would be so annoying. And yet you would still sing it, it could be stuck in your head. And you'd be going off for 3 hours saying the song that never ends.
Yeah, I really do think that there's weird stuff going on. Both Fausto and I have experienced far too much weird stuff to kind of, you know.
The UFO stuff, now it's reality stuff. Where does it end? When is the dragon gonna fly out of the air? Is that gonna happen?
Man, there's a dragon in there right now. He's chilling, smoking a bowl.
You didn't even tell me.
He's
just hiding him
smoking
in your
that
room.
dragon kush. But
You saw Peter the Dragon movie, and he actually came in real life, didn't he? He flew he flew down from the theater and picked you up.
yeah,
Didn't even invite me.
that fool picks
didn't
up
even
food
come
for
pick me up.
He's like an Uber, but he's a dragon.
See how mean she is? Didn't even invite me to go fly on the dragon.
Man, he don't like you, dog. You gotta warm up to him, like on
Well-
Harry Potter. Remember when he had to warm up to that griffin?
The bird.
You gotta. Come here, buddy. Yeah, you gotta warm up to it. But there's so many. This is my issue with like all the conspiracy theories. There are so many out there.
There's a conspiracy theory for every conspiracy
There's a
theory.
conspiracy theory for a conspiracy theory, and
Hey, what other crazy Mandela effects you guys know? You're blowing my mind now. That lamb chop one I did
I
not
haven't heard
know.
of that one before.
Me either.
That's a new one.
That's a new one
Well,
for me.
which ones have you guys experienced too? Because I mean, that's one thing
This is
that we
the
really
song.
are trying to like ask more people about, other aspects of the Mandela effect that people have actually experienced and discovered on their own. Like there was one like that one. That like okay, when you had the Gandhi one, did you experience that just naturally, or had you seen something about Gandhi spelling and then you looked into it?
I saw a video that said Gandhi spelling was different. I looked into it. It was different. I saw it the next morning and it was back to normal. And I saw it now, and thanks to now, it's back to the other one, and it's not fair.
Like this is my ultimate question: is when the people who are experiencing these things for the first time, you know, like the person who's discovered, oh, this is not the way that it used to be. That's the people that I want to talk to. Like, I want to talk to the first person,
the catalyst,
who found that the passage, the lion and the lamb, was the wolf and the lamb. Like, I want to find the first person who was like, that's strange, that's not correct. You know what I mean?
How does a wolf turn to a lion?
Yeah, how does a wolf
Every
turn into a
single
lion?
book,
But-
and there's no remnants of the old.
He said I had lamb chops tonight. Shame. No. But yeah, like I want to just either experience that effect on my own without influence. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's the thing that I want to see and meet somebody who experienced it first time, Virgin Mandela effect. I haven't seen anything about this on the internet. I just noticed this. You know what I mean?
According to that, the first Mandela effect person is this lady. They have her name on the internet, but she said she was at this dragon convention. Literally Dragon Con.
She was at a dragon
convention called Dragon Con, and she mentioned the Mandela effect story, and a bunch of people at the convention agreed with her, and that's how that became a thing. And then she started a website from that.
How are you
For
at
Dragon
a
Con,
dragon
birthed the Mandela
convention?
effect.
What do you do at a dragon convention? Was it like a furry dragon convention or
It's just,
something?
they just admire dragons. They just were there
So
to
the-
talk about
wait.
dragons, stories of
Wait.
dragons.
So like,
The one that made me know for sure that first time was Sex in the City and Sex and the City. I saw it on my own before learning about the Mandela effect. So they didn't even hear about the Mandela effect. That's a badass story, actually. That hasn't happened to me.
See, that's what I mean.
Where they came across it without actually finding a video from it.
I haven't met anybody
who came across
it just naturally.
That's funny. How was your reaction? Like, were you like, what the? This
like, when you,
right?
yeah, you probably were like, wait.
I want to hear that story.
You did like the lassie head turn, like, what? Come again? What? Because I've only met people who have been influenced by seeing something about it or
heard from somebody else.
Yeah, or heard from somebody else about it. But I haven't met anybody who's been like, no, I actually noticed some weirdness on my own. Yes, usually somebody sees a change and they go looking for why they saw a change, and then they want to know about the Mandela effect because other people saw the same change. Okay, yeah, see, like, this is what sucks about this, because this is such a weird
and it's so hard to prove it.
It's such a weird concept to even fathom, especially for scientists, and people who already have like a very biased understanding of reality, and they're kind of stuck in that box. I really just would like for scientists and people to just look into it. Like, what is the harm in looking into it?
Even with the remnants, like,
study it, collect data.
The giant remnants of the lion and the lamb. There's drawings of lions sitting with lambs, where there's no ever reference now in history from that. Things like that they should look into. The cow mutilation conspiracy was the government actually testing for radiation fallout. I think Mandela effect is kind of like this crazy epidemic.
You know, actually, they said the clown thing has happened every once in a while.
No, I actually found the clown thing. I went to Horror Nights. You're going to find out if you go to Horror Nights this year. It's actually a whole thing from Universal. Their whole giant Horror Night is a clown thing. And they show the articles as if they have permission to use the articles, like if they were the cause of it.
They just made that up.
Either they tied to it to get an SEO, but they're not advertising it, or they caused it to get people to get there. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they just jumped on that. Because it was going all over the internet, the whole clown thing. And I think I found an article that was saying that it's happened before. It's happened before, like these people dressing up as clowns
and go scare people
and going and just being weird.
Or it could
somebody got arrested the other day.
It could actually be marketing for the new It movie. This genius It movie marketing.
No. It would be.
They're
genius.
making an It #2, aren't they?
They're making a new
So this is the perfect way to get the SEO up.
It would be, but like I said,
it's not that expensive to pay a bunch of videos to go.
No. People are doing it on their own. Like I said, I found an article that said this happens every once in a while. It's something that people just go. That they just go out and do. They just go out and they're a creepy clown like, I have candy.
Did you hear about the college in Northern California that went clown hunting? There was a clown reported sighting, so 100,000 students went chasing for this clown and made the biggest embarrassment of a news article. There's a bunch of students walking around with their phones for a clown.
I could just
like the flat earth
go
shit
back
that
to like
blew up.
Oh,
Thanks,
God.
Bob.
Dude, like, I get so aggravated. I went to an aerospace magnet and, learned how to, like, make rockets and fly planes and how planes even fly. And I'm an artist. And it's really funny but sad to see people perpetuating the flat earth thing. I'm like, yo, like, all you gotta do is all you have to do. $60, weather balloon, camera, record. Let it go! Record what happens. That sucker's gonna come back down and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, it's not flat. Like, it's literally that simple. Now, the sad thing is that people are like, no, if you look at that video where the guy set up his camera with the balloon hits the ceiling, man, and it pops, and then it goes down, and then you watch the video, you're like, there's no evidence of that at all. At all. But at the same time, people will, in their mind, flip their reality to see what they would like to see. Case in point, Jordan Klepper from The Daily Show went out with 2 identical pictures of Hillary Clinton to a Trump rally and was like, I heard there's a theory going around about Hillary having a body double. And he's like, I got these pictures. Which one do you think is the body double? Just from him suggesting it, and people were like, I think it's that one. The neck is a little bit different, and that one looks a little bit younger. Meanwhile, they're exactly the same damn picture. So it's like, the amount of psychology that goes into perpetuating ideas, media, marketing, things like that. That stuff is it is so easy to sway people into literally stupidity or the wrong thing. And it sucks because a lot of people, I feel like they don't do like a lot of extensive research into anything, including conspiracy theories. And they don't like to take other things into consideration. Like if you were, GoPro cameras do not show curvature. They have a lens distortion. You need to do more research. No, I'm not talking about a GoPro. You don't have to send a GoPro. You just send a cheap camera phone, which doesn't show any warping, no fisheye, none of that.
I'm going to be the first guy to do it with a 360 camera.
Pure camera. Wait. GoPro cameras used on balloons have the horizon line going concave and No, I'm not talking about good. You don't. I said this is a $60 project. GoPros are way more than $60. All you have to do is get one of your phones that you don't use anymore, put it in something that's retrofitted to take the fall when it comes back to Earth, send it up with a weather balloon, and then look at the footage. That's all you literally have to do. Doesn't have the lens. No, it isn't. No, the horizon line isn't flat. It literally isn't flat. But once again, people can make whatever they would like to make in their minds to a degree if it's the thing that they want to see. There are other factors that make it so that the Earth is not flat. For instance, if the Earth was flat, as you would go to the edge of the Earth, gravity would change. And everything would have to be slanted in order to stand. Because if it were spinning, and the way like a record on a turntable, the record would be spinning. Everything toward the center. Like, have you ever? They don't have fisheye lens. It's not flat. You need to look at I've looked at non-GoPro footage, and it's not flat. There's curvature to the Earth. Like I said, physically, scientifically, if the Earth were flat and it's like a record on a disc, or like, have you ever been on those jungle gyms? Robert Bingham will say he summoned it. I didn't say it. Oh, snap!
Wow.
Oh, snap, Doug. But if the Earth is spinning and it's flat, which we know it's spinning, right? Unless you want to say that the Earth is completely fake, then I can't argue with you. You know, I can't have a discussion because you already have a concept in your head that has no malleability. It's not pliable. We can't have the conversation because you're at a stopping point. You know what I mean? If you believe that the Earth is not spinning.
Well, actually, in the physics of a neutrino, the Earth is flat to a neutrino particle at the speed that it's traveling, because it's in a different dimension than Earth. In the dimension of a neutrino, the Earth is actually flat. Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking about that in the Cosmos. It was interesting. So he was saying by perspective, it depends on the perspective you look at it. It can be flat in actual physics, or it can be round in other physics. Depends on the frequency and reality you're looking at it, or dimension.
Yeah, you have to show me that clip. But it's not spinning. You haven't researched it enough. I've researched the flat Earth theory, and I'm sorry. There's nothing in any of the writings, the videos that are supposedly showing evidence that makes sense to me. And like I said, it's if you don't believe certain factors are possible, and if I don't believe certain factors are possible, then we basically are at an impasse, and we can't have a conversation about the differences. Like, it stops. The conversation it comes head to head. You know what I mean? You can't see the curvature down the block because you're not high enough. That's why you don't see the curvature. That's literally the only reason. As soon as you get high enough, like, you know, past where a plane can go, you will see the curvature of the Earth.
How many joints does it take to get that high?
Probably about 12 big joints.
How many licks of the future Tootsie THC pop will it take to get that high? How many licks of the THC Tootsie Pop will it take to get
A
I have to see the
1, a
curvature
2,
of the
a 3. A 3. It'll take 3. Yeah, dude, I
Depending
mean...
on the potency of your THC, or what are they called? Something pops? Pops? I already forgot the name of them.
Oh, man. Like, I mean, there are people that think there's inner Earth. That might be a possibility.
I like the inner Earth theory. It's one of my favorite ones.
The inner Earth theory is interesting to me because it's been depicted in ancient times.
It's even weirder to me because when you look on Google Maps, the Google Maps doesn't...
I said past a plane, not plane.
Google,
like, you're not listening.
If you guys go on Google Earth, it does the weirdest thing for no damn reason. Google Earth doesn't show you the northern or the southern points of the Earth. If you go to the northern southern points of Earth, they kind of do this mocking thing too, where it's a virtual tunnel. Literally, if you go to the north pole of the Earth and the South Pole, it's literally a virtual tunnel. And if you zoom in, you zoom into the fucking tunnel, but it's 3/6. It's CGI tunnel animated. You can tell it's just in place over there. This giant perfect circle on both ends, cut out in the perfect diameter, in a perfect circle in the same size. In the middle of the mass land of the South Pole and the very top water land of the North Pole, there is no actual images of land. It's just a fucking CGI tunnel. Like if they're fucking with you.
Or like photoshopped.
That's why it's also my favorite theory, because then Google even fucks with you and shows you a fucking tunnel in there. Like Google saying, hey, there's a fucking tunnel here.
If you are open to Mandela effect, you should be open to flat Earth. No, I was open. Look, I'm open to everything. Like,
and maybe there's two realities. Some people are in the reality where it's flat Earth, and some are, and maybe we're in the middle of both.
That is a possibility.
Maybe the Earth is both flat and
round.
round.
I said, it's a black hole.
In physics terms, it's both flat and round.
Like I said, I am in the middle with everything until I experience it personally. Mm-hmm. And in my own personal experience, studying aerospace, and whatnot, and being an artist and being a filmmaker and understanding how perception can be greatly, drastically changed, and you can make people see whatever you want to see or feel whatever you want them to feel based on... Yeah, like people... I mean, if you've ever just sat in a car and you look out at the horizon, things that are closer to you move faster. Things that are further away will seem like they're not moving at all because they're further away. It's a perception thing. You're not open to flat Earth. No, like I said, I was open to flat Earth. I looked into it. I thought about the possibility. I looked into different types of evidence regarding it. And for me, I am convinced, and based on my own personal experiences, that the Earth is not flat. And if you want to believe that the Earth is flat, then that's what you choose to do.
And I choose to believe it can be both.
Yeah, if you want to choose to believe that it's both, then it can be both. And trust me.
That's what Neil deGrasse Tyson said, so I gotta believe what he went to school and studied about.
He said the Earth is not flat.
No, he said it's both flat and round. And the perspective of a neutrino and how fast they move, the Earth is flat to a neutrino particle. To our particle of essence and our density, it is round.
Okay.
But depending on what particle or what dimension or what perspective you're looking at it.
I looked at everything. Trust me, I'm one of those people, Fausto can attest to this. When I research stuff, I go in hard. I go in hard, deep. I look at articles about stuff. I read art. I read.
Then she comes out of her house a month later with a cat petting it, and I'm like, Yas, where have you been?
And a beard.
I've been studying.
I come out with a beard, and I'm like, I know now what is going on. I've seen the mountain top.
Studying, young one, I have been.
I've got to take a shower now.
She starts speaking like Yoda backwards.
Yeah.
A shower I must take.
The Earth flat it must be. Like, but like I said, I feel like the best thing to do is to be like the perfect scientist, which is hard to do. Try to be in the middle, do your research, and lean where you find more evidence toward that direction. You know what I mean? I think that the Earth is round. I think that all of the other planets are round. Ashley Webster frequency of the heavens. No, I don't think that I did. But the Earth being flat would have to have so many layers of conspiracies.
Zacharias Sitchin's?
Zacharias Sitchin, sometimes his stuff is a little bit on the weird. I respect people's opinions, but All proof I've seen points to a sphere around like a butt. Yeah. Look at that Earth ass.
Or that picture that shows Earth not even a sphere. When you take the water away, it's just an ugly ass, deformed little rock meteor looking thing. Sorry, Earth, I didn't mean to call you ugly, but without your water, you're pretty fucking...
Globe Busters. I think I did see Globe Busters. I do remember that because I remember seeing the title
Opinion
and
versus imagination.
laughing like hysterically. And trust me, like I know people say,
apples
"Oh no,
are flat."
I know apples. Oranges are flat, dog. That ain't round. The sky's not blue. Trust me.
It's actually not blue.
Oh, shut up.
No, the sky's actually not blue.
I know it's not blue.
It's a reflection of the ocean.
I know it.
But then why isn't part of it brown with the reflection of the Earth?
Oh, just shut it.
Or why isn't part of it green with the
because
reflection of the trees?
it's more water than land.
That we just see like a speck
Way
of green.
more water
I want to
than-
see a speck of green where it's
Well,
reflecting.
that's what that astronaut said. She said Earth looks like a kind of blue-green marble. She said it's gorgeous from space. She's like, it's really just pretty and glowy and
She's
bright.
a liar.
She's a liar! That bitch ain't in space!
Not that, I just mean sorry, Earth, I don't mean to call you
Frequency of
ugly.
the heavens. Stars are frequencies, not distant suns. Okay, I'll check it out. Let me write it down. I'll check it out for sure, though.
Everything's a frequency.
Yeah, I mean...
Everything's in a form, a certain state of
This is-
vibration. That's what makes it certain current matter
I
structure.
like to stay neutral because I think that it's dangerous to really jump onto the bandwagon.
I know NASA is lying. We've actually...
But we don't... But here's the... Okay, I feel that NASA's probably hiding and lying about stuff too, but we don't know what they're lying about.
But we know they're lying, especially...
And how they're lying
Especially
about
us,
it.
we know they're lying. Because I had the opportunity to meet with Tom DeLonge from Blink-182, and he's currently working with NASA and Department of Defense and making a UFO documentary. And according to him and everything he says in his radio interviews from his works with them, they've admitted to him that they've been hiding it, and they want to find a way to tell their story, but they want to spin their story that they're the good guys and that's the way they're making Tom spin it. If you listen to his
What was
interviews,
the
you'll see
last
what I'm
name on
talking
the
about.
Ashley what again? What was it? Ashley Webster.
Thanks. Frequency is the key to everything. It actually is. I know that. That's what, when
Yeah,
I got
I mean,
into meditation,
I
that was how you tap into everything. NASA tells us what they feel like.
I would
What they feel like telling us.
one Eve, you would love to watch. I just posted it on my Facebook group. I have a Facebook group, you guys. It's called Nerd Shaman Nerds, and nerd is spelled with a 3. I post really cool things on there, esoteric stuff, UFO videos that are real, not fake. Stuff about aerokinesis, new scientific discoveries, including a man who took up the research of water. He is the guy who discovered the AIDS virus. Star in a jar. Nice. He's the guy that discovered the AIDS virus, and there was a man, a French biologist, who was looking into new properties of water. You can make stars in water with frequency. I wouldn't doubt it.
There you go, Yas's page. I don't know if you can click on it. There it goes. Yeah.
And essentially, this guy died before he could prove his theories. But what he was trying to prove is that water has different properties and different phases besides liquid, solid, and a gas. It also has a crystalline structure. And they've been doing several tests and experiments on water, regarding electromagnetic fields. And the scientist, he's still alive, he just was able to prove this past biologist's work after he passed away. And he's been giving the research and the findings and the process to look into it to other scientific factions.
I've seen that one with the sand and the music.
Yeah,
I love that one.
that's called cymatics. But it's definitely pointing, Masaru Emoto, exactly. So this guy's research, and he is a legitimate biologist. He's the guy that discovered the AIDS virus. Like, he was like, I knew about the AIDS virus before, how it was working, how it was being transmitted. He figured out all of it. He cracked the code on what was the AIDS virus. There was a lot of scrutiny against any scientist that would try to do research on water, and they would constantly say, don't even bother doing it. There's nothing new to find about water. Water is H2O. That's it. For Propulsion, yes. There are several people who have created cars, motors,
They run on water
engines
and they end up dying.
that run on water. There was a guy, I posted this on my Facebook group just recently. He looked at his kids' physics books and made a motor for his motorcycle that works off of water. He's in Brazil.
You better be careful.
He's in Brazil. It's out.
People die for that, though. The guy in Japan...
It's out.
There was a story of a guy in Japan when I was in high school who made a car that ran 50 miles on 1 liter of water.
Yeah.
They put it all over Japanese news, blew up on YouTube. I remember saying, I'm going to go to school, study engineering.
Saw that guy.
I'm going to learn how to study how to make this engine to make house generators.
From the oxygen, yep.
And then that guy ended up dying 6 months later.
Oh, thanks, Member of Light. Thanks for hanging out, you guys. I don't know if they can tweet this out to people or share this to people, but
yeah, they can grab the link and toss it about.
We appreciate you chilling out with us.
Yeah, thanks guys for hanging.
If you guys don't know about us, I'm assuming you know about Fausto. Both of us are UFO contact people, and we've both had our own very strange close encounters and experiences, and we've been capturing stuff like this on video and on pictures for. He's been doing that for about 3 years. I've been doing that for about 2 years now. Like, it's going on 2 years. Say that again, what you said about somebody you know who is lying for NASA. What was that again? Oh, no. I said I do believe that they're keeping things from the public at NASA, and that they're lying about things. But the thing that we can't pinpoint is what exactly they're lying about and how they're lying about it. But the guy who was who's doing testimony for Dr. Greer for the Sirius documentary, which I think is on Netflix, right? Isn't it on Netflix, Sirius?
I don't know if it's still on Netflix.
You might be able to find Sirius on YouTube too.
If you can't, actually, the new movie they just dropped on Netflix, it was a movie I worked promotions on. It's about one of our friends, Damien Knott, and he does the same thing we do basically in Australia. And it's called Australian Skies, spelled with Australian ending with the alien instead, Alein.
Oh, he said, I'm the one who started Galaxy Nights on Facebook.
Oh, nice. What's up?
Well, now we're all friends here. But if you want to see that guy's testimony about the structures on the moon, it's on the Sirius YouTube channel. And you can see everybody's testimony. There's a guy who testifies. He was a government contract worker, and he testified that 2 mysterious men came and asked him about how to chip human beings and how was it possible to make 1 billion of them and, like, what they would need to do it. Like, there's weird stuff on there. And when those people are talking, I don't doubt that they're telling the truth. You know what I mean? But he said he had a friend who said they wanted to reveal their secrets, but trying to find a way to do so, they didn't look like bad guys. Was that, you mean Fausto said that?
Oh, that was Tom DeLonge. He's the band singer from Blink-182. He's working on a documentary with the Department of Defense, NASA. You can find his interviews. They're on YouTube. There's 2 of them where he talks about it that I found. Both of them are on Coast to Coast with George Norrie. If you just type in Tom DeLonge, George Norrie, look for the latest one, and you'll see that one and the one before that where he talks about it. In the first one, he actually talks about, there's 2 radios where he actually talks about meeting me and meeting a kid from LA who does UFO contact. But yeah, that's how we know that NASA's been hiding it, because thanks to meeting him and hearing about the work that he's been doing after and staying in contact with him, he seemed like an honest guy when I met him, so I don't doubt that what he said is not true. Yeah, but now you're like... Yeah, I believe that... I don't know what's going on. I think the government's like really getting to him and they're shifting his way of thinking, because when I first met with him, he talked completely different about the government. I probably shouldn't be putting this online because I might be messing up his stuff with their contract. I probably shouldn't be saying any of that stuff, but... Yeah, he seems different. If you're watching this, Tom, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say any of that stuff.
But I mean, the thing is that, I mean, that's what we've been experiencing. I hope that you guys are getting savvy on Moon is closer than they say. Yeah, it might be. The thing that I hope people are getting savvy about is just vetting stuff. Vet information. Research people who are putting out there that information. Like, I have no qualms about telling people that I'm a professional animator. I don't put out fake videos, though. And I'm pretty good at spotting people who do put out fake videos for views and for clickbait, which is really frustrating because he and I have been doing all this UFO contact stuff and putting ourselves out into the public to talk about it openly and honestly, because we really do want people to have a serious conversation about it. And we get annoyed and frustrated that there is so much stereotypical approaches that people look at ufology or look at metaphysical study. Or, we looked at Crow 77. 777, yeah.
We talked about him earlier in his moon footage.
Yeah, and I really respect that guy. And I think that we relate to him because he's just capturing things and trying to make sense of it. Sometimes he jumps into conspiracy, but I don't think that he jumps so far that it's not something to consider in a serious way. You know what I mean? Mm. Yeah, like people don't realize Secure Team started out, they got all their views by putting up fake videos. If you see anybody, okay, if you see any channel talking about UFOs and posting every single day UFO footage, they're probably frauds, because he and I both experienced that stuff in life, really, in real time. We have UFO meetups where we go out and show people how to do this too, and we don't capture stuff all the time. And there are little things that you can look at to really find fake videos. For instance, like the lady that comes to help my family, she was like, "Oh, have you seen the Haiti UFO video?" And I was like, "No, I haven't. Where is it? Let me see it." And she showed me the video, and I was like, "Oh, I've seen this video. It's fake." And she was like, "Really? But it looks so real." And I was like, "You want to know how to spot how this is a fake UFO video?" I was like, "Look at the trees." I was like, "Look at the tree. Those trees are the same." Whoever did the video, they used the same palm tree and just flipped it all over the place. So you see the same leaf structure all in the video. But they just took the same palm and flipped it, added a little, a person, and third phase of the moon. Yep. But see, the sucky thing, too, about... I don't even care about saying this. The sucky thing about Secure Team and third phase is Tyler called me a paid shill. Who's Tyler?
Tyler's Secure Team. That's the name of the guy who runs Secure Team.
This is the sucky thing.
Tyler's something, I don't know.
Secure Team, third phase of the moon, and vast other people. I think there's one IUFO. Oh, they're really fake. Like, they're horribly fake. The problem is that these people have gained followers now because most of the population doesn't know how to spot fake videos. And because of that, they have faith that these people are telling the truth. So when a real person has an actual UFO experience and captures video, they're now sending it to third phase of the moon, or they're sending it to Secure Team, because those are the people that most people search, that they come up first on the page when you search UFO. And it's unfortunate.
They have a ranking in SEO. Unless they come up against me, then I can jack their SEO position.
Right. So until Fausto does SEO Google Analytics, which is not easy, and luckily he knows how to do it, he can have the swing go more into people's favor like us, who are telling the truth. But because these people have such a strong and large following of people who think that they've been telling the truth forever, now they have legitimate videos coming from legitimate public people being fed to them, and it's just giving them content, giving them more money, and giving them more access to reach more people. Then meanwhile, you have people really, like this guy and me, who are capturing crap all the time, experiencing stuff in real time and taking people out to do it, and we have to fight and struggle and do our best to put our information out there and be as truthful as possible. I also don't have any issues with putting out a video and then coming to a conclusion that maybe I'm on the fence about it, and then putting out a video about that. There's nothing wrong with going, I think I'm right about this, I think I'm right about this. This one I'm not so sure about now. You know what I mean? And there needs to be more accountability, and there needs to be more integrity in any of this stuff. Like, yes,
they don't know how to spot fake NASA images either.
Huh? The fake what?
NASA images.
Fake backside of the moon footage. Yeah, it's good. If NASA's faking stuff, dude, then, we can't really discern any kind of truth. If we don't think that anything is truth, then it's really hard to navigate anything at all. There has to be some truth to some things. Doesn't mean that everything is truthful, just, some things. CE5, baby.
Yeah, CE5.
We've looked into stuff from CE5. We've looked into stuff from other people who do the same kind of stuff. and our own personal experiences. I know a Hopi Indian who literally has invited me to go to Hopi Land and said, Yas, like, when I take you to Hopi Land, you're going to see some weird stuff. He's like, you want to see the stuff you've been seeing in the sky? You'll see it straight up in front of you in person, and it's going to be weird. And I hope, he was like, but I think you're ready for it. And I'm like, all right, Hopi, like, shoot, I'm down, dog. Like, I've seen some weird stuff. I think I can handle it now. But this is some stuff that is going to take people like you guys who are really seeking truth, to help perpetuate more people like us, because it isn't easy putting ourselves out in the public like this. We get ridiculed. I've almost lost my job because of my openness about talking about this. Faustos had his own experiences of people kind of, defaming his character, doing all kinds of other stuff.
I actually lost my first job when I first got into ufology.
Percentage of UFO footage do you think is real? On the internet, what percentage do you think is real? Ooh, what would be fun? If you guys send us a link or let us know about a video that you have been on the fence about. Send it to us, and then we'll try to decipher if we think it's real or not. I would say probably about...
Do we have night vision? No, we record mostly in the day.
Our UFOs come in the day, dog. But we have
him
and
and
I
I
have
night.
seen him
It
at night.
I've never. It sucks recording them at night. They always go by so fast.
Our friend Jim, what is his page name again? Infamous Fan Club. If you go to our friend Jim's page, Infamous Fan Club, he has night vision. He just retrofitted his camera to capture night vision.
He has a pimp camera.
Good words. I'm glad I stopped to watch. No, we really appreciate it. Seriously. I mean, it's great to have platforms like this to talk to people and really have a serious conversation and introduce people to other stuff. Yes, in California.
Yep. LA.
Yeah, we're working on
5%.
it. We're working on getting it.
They say 5% is real.
I would say about 10 to 15.
10 to 15%?
I would say, yeah, because this is what I do when I search UFOs. Okay, for videos online, I type in UFO and then I go to the date and I say this week, and
you look for the latest.
And I look for the I look for the latest mundane person upload.
So she uses the filter search.
I use the filter search. Because if you're just looking for the top thing, secure team, third phase of the moon, those guys are always going to come up number one in the list. So if you're looking, like it sucks too, because I found UFO videos that I swear to God, I'm like, I can't find them anymore. They're gone. They're lost. There was a video.
Start liking them. If you like them, it saves it on your like.
I know, but this was like section. 3 years ago or 2 years ago.
I found through a shitload of likes.
Yeah, there was a video that I found, and it was like 4 guys. I think they were in Australia, and they were playing with an orb. The orb was literally just in the middle of, like, a big sand kind of desert area.
I want to see that
And
video.
they were walking around it and laughing, and the thing would move every once in a while. And I cannot find that video
Did you ever
anymore.
see the one with the weird...
And it was a video that had, like, maybe, like, 25 views.
Did you ever see the one with the weird cloud? It had, like, 3,000 views when I saw it, but it was a cloud that was literally, like, a solid, big, poofy cloud down, out in the ground. Flew up to a fence, passed through the fence, comes up to the guy, and the guy's recording. It interacts like a living damn thing and then flies off.
What do you think about the UFO during SpaceX explosion? It's really interesting that the SpaceX one, because we've seen orbs like that all the time. Do you feel like your contact is ongoing, like recently? Yes, I saw 2 tandem white orbs fly at my dad's hospital the other week. I've had one come up here to my house 20 freaking feet away from me, and
it almost caused a bird to smack her in
after
the face.
seeing that, my paradigm was completely flipped, because I was on the fence. I had been experiencing UFOs for 3 months.
And YouTube, she drove out to see people who had barely like 300 views on YouTube to meet us and hang out with us and watch UFOs. That's how much changed the paradigm shift. And since then, 2 years later, we're here.
Yeah, because I didn't know what to do. I was like, I literally don't. I don't know what to do. Are your encounters with beings or just the lights in the sky? Well, here's the trippy part, which people might not factor in. Who's to say that a ball of light isn't a being?
Yeah, would you say a jellyfish is not a being because it looks like a freaking weird ass?
Who's to say a ball of light isn't a craft? I don't know what it is. That's why the only thing that I'll classify what I saw here
Unidentified
is a UFO. It was flying, it was unidentifiable, and it was an object. I can't make any other assertions whether it was a being, where it was from, how it got there, how it operated, what it was made out of. I do not know. All I know is I've never seen anything like that in my life. And not only was this ball of light hanging out with me 20 feet away, it interacted with me when I did something. So it's kind of weird, you know what I mean? Any MIBs? Have you had any?
Well, you know, I've had a bunch of MIB stories. Like, when I first got into this, me and my family...
I have one.
Me and my family were being followed by unmarked black SUV vehicles and unmarked black choppers and OFA markings. And it actually led to a point of us being followed where at one point I actually ended up going to jail for 3 days for having my own prescription pills, which I got from a weird situation where my shoulder got dislocated at a charity run where somebody tripped me and dislocated it. So all these weird scenarios ended up to me going to jail after being stalked by these vehicles. And then that led to me losing my job as a lifeguard at the pool I was working at the time. And then that led me to going public with the whole UFO thing because I got so scared of these vehicles stalking us in this whole jail scenario where I was facing 6 years with bogus charge for having my own prescription pills that I started recording these things with my sister's little tiny camera that I have here actually. I'll show you the camera. So I started recording with these cameras.
Man, we had really crappy cameras when we first started. That's what pisses me off too about UFO stuff is people are like, why they always got a crappy camera? Dog, because I'm poor. I don't have the ability to buy some $5,000 camera.
My first UFO camera. This is what I started with.
It is a piece of crap. Literally a piece of crap.
Thank God our buddy Jim from Infamous Fan Club. Go check out his channel, guys. Give him some love. He got us all these cameras.
He has awesome UFOs.
He got us... This is my new camera rig.
Mine is over there.
Yeah, he also got Yas her new camera rig. We both had super shitty cameras. She was on a camcorder. These are our new setups thanks to him funding our channel.
That's what he got me.
Yep. P900.
That's what I have now. This is my
I got a T3i.
My Nikon Coolpix P900.
So,
this thing is a mini telescope.
So any new UFO footage you see actually comes from good quality cameras. So if it's crappy, that means they're really far away.
Or
and
old.
It's hard as shit to record them, or it's old footage.
Somebody said that there's CE5. What did it say? It said there's CE5 experiences.
Oh, it was white orbs. I wonder if they're from the same place.
You know, that's how I came to the conclusion of the possibility of CE5 because when I saw his videos on YouTube, I was like, oh, those are like those white orbs that people catch in Mexico all the time. And then I saw other videos from China and other videos from other places, and I was like, okay. And then I saw Prophet Yahweh, bless up Prophet Yahweh. I saw Prophet Yahweh. He passed away. Rest in peace, dog. Rest in peace.
Even though you went wrong,
even though you were racist and you were a hater, dog.
You went total racist. But you still went to the UFO stuff. Rest in peace.
Much love to you, dog. But even bless up. But even I saw Prophet Yahweh's videos, and he was calling the same types of things. I saw his videos, same type of thing. Jonathan Castro, same type of thing. Robert Bingham, same type of thing. And then I came to the conclusion, well, maybe this is a possibility. So I went outside on New Year's Day, tried it as a social experiment. Something frickin' popped up. Grabbed my camera, immediately took pictures of it, and was just broken from then on. So, but I think there has to be a correlation. If we're all seeing these like white orbs all the time, there's got to be something to it. Here's a tripper. Who's to say that these things are from other planets? Maybe they're from Earth. Maybe we're the ants. And the ant is not aware of what I'm doing on my Instagram at the time. But the ant's just crawling on me going, yeah, I'm doing my thing. It has no idea that I'm posting the dog face, the dog licky face on my Instagram. It doesn't know anything about that. So why couldn't we be in the same situation? Why couldn't we be the ant? There are other civilizations or beings that live on this planet. And we're just unaware of them and not made aware of them. You know what I mean? Maybe the aliens are coming from across the pond or land, not light years away, or live under the ocean or among us. But maybe they're not aliens at all. Maybe they're terrestrial, not extraterrestrial. Was Jesus racist for making only a promise to only the Jews? I don't believe anything that the Bible says because I've done a lot of study into theology, especially Christian and Catholic faith. And when you look at the history of how the book was actually created, who created it, for what reasons, why passages were put in, why passages were left out. That's why when people find things like the Dead Sea Scrolls, they find it so fascinating. Most people don't understand that
they were derived from the Dead Sea Scrolls, and they all tell the same story on there.
No, not even. There are probably hundreds, if not thousands, of Dead Sea Scrolls out there that are buried under the sand somewhere. When Christianity first started, there were multiple sects of it. There was a version of Christianity where everybody was supposed to be celibate. Of course, that version didn't make it because men were like, "No, I'm trying to get down.
I'm trying to get laid. You can't put
I'm
that in the
trying to
book.
get down.
Can't put that in the book.
No, wrong.
What's wrong
Excuse me. I had some dust in my nose. It's wrong. I'm having sex. Oh, so they got rid of that. And
I believe there is a creator, one unity or a synchronicity mind.
I don't know if there's a creator in the sense of somebody who is painting on a canvas, or if there's just something that exists that has the proponents of balance, yin and yang. I cannot go up without going down first. I cannot know light without knowing dark, nor know dark without knowing light. If I do not have opposition, then I will never understand what it is to strive for. If everything is going well for me, then I will never know when things are going well for me. You see what I'm saying? I don't adhere to man-made religions. You know what I mean? I really don't. And one Eve. I know that people want to find out what came first. And the reason why is because we as humans cannot fathom the idea of infinity! Infinity literally means infinity. There is no start. There is no beginning.
Yeah, that's what science points towards, a holograph of a never-ending cycle of the same thing infinitely existing in every form that it can exist at the same time. It just depends on what percentage or what perspective you're looking at it, at what state it is, at what it is at that moment, at what frequency. It's like we're traveling through time.
Even scientists don't want to deal with infinity. That's why they make finite numbers in order to fit their equations, in order to fit their theories.
Scientists go crazy once they start experiencing
They don't
infinity.
like it. They don't. They
start
can't,
seeing reality more as a simulation than reality.
They can't deal with it. Like I think we are in a limited realm. It's temporal. That's a possibility. The way that I like to look at life is...
That's what the Mayan said. Mine said it's splitting into two cells, and you jump to which one you want, the dying one or the living one.
The way that I like to think about it is,
conscious is infinite.
And I like, whatever you want to call it, source, God, the creator, whatever you want to call it. I think we all are calling things the same thing. But I don't think that it's going, you get to do this, you don't. You get to do this, you don't. No. Yes and no. I don't think that there's something doing any of that. But I think what there is a sense of balance. That's what it is. And just so you know, Jordan Jacobson, Jesus wasn't his name. His real name was Yeshua or Yehoshua. Jesus is a Latin interpretation, and it's wrong. But peace out, Jordan. Thanks for hanging out, dude. But I don't like adhering to things that man have created. The fact that they say God the Father kind of annoys me, because for me...
Wait, so yes, why us now?
Why us now?
Why are the UFOs showing themselves to us now?
I think because we can handle it. I think we can handle it. I think like they've been doing polling and they've been doing research and study into how many percentage of people in the population believe in the possibility of... I
just think they want everyone to get their head out of their ass and stop being so damn selfish. That's my feeling.
No, I mean... What
do you think, UFO fact? Why us now?
Comes down to religion's limited. Creator can't be described. Right, creator can't be described in human terms. The fact that people say it's father really weirds me out, because I'm like, why would an omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, all-knowing being create one gender? Why would it choose a gender to be?
Because we don't have.
It doesn't need to procreate.
We don't have a word for a multi-gender. Otherwise, we call it it, and that seems disrespectful.
But it isn't disrespectful, because it might be like, yo, stop calling me a dude. I ain't no dude. I ain't no chick. I am other. People are like, no, but I want to assign something specific to you so I can define you. Much like time. Time is relative, but we created time in order to understand things around us. Doesn't mean that it is
most theologians
solid.
Don't think creator has a gender.
Yeah, some don't. But the ideologies and the things that were perpetuated in religion were vastly created on the basis of control, down to the art. Like when you study art history, and people go to museums and they go, oh my God, they were so inspired by the Lord. They painted all these paintings about Jesus. And
I wonder if
this and this. They did not do that on their own volition. They were forced to paint religious depictions of things. The artists were forced, just like the U.S. government forced animators at Disney and Disney to perpetuate U.S. Propaganda during World War I and II. This is something that people have been using artists to do forever. And until you do that type of research, then you go, oh, okay, I see how things have been really like crazy manipulated. Like I think there might be truths to some things in every type of religious text, in the Quran, in the Bible, in books about Buddha, and books about whatever. I think that there are truths to a telephone game that it makes it hard to discern. Well, what is truth? What was perpetuated in order to help somebody gain favor, and what isn't? You know what I mean? Like there was a guy named Flavius who was basically the Koch brothers of the day, and he paid for certain passages to be put into the Bible. And when you know that, then that makes you question, well, like what else in there was paid for? What else in there was perpetuated by somebody to gain favor, whether monetarily or power-wise, in terms of notoriety? Like there are a lot of factors to take in, and it only comes with like crazy amounts of extensive research and study, and we can only study so much because, let's be real, the Catholic library in the Vatican, one of the librarians said that they don't even know what all that stuff is that they have. No one's gone through it, and that's only the portion that they would show, like CNN. They didn't even show them the secret, deep vault. They just showed them like the top level, where there's like books that are like 800 years old, just sitting on shelves. Nobody knows what the hell is in them. Like, what the hell? What do you do with that? Do you guys think the reptilians could be real? I hope not.
I've heard different things. I've heard the reptilians could be shadow figures. I also... Tell me the history of it.
Yes, UFO fact. You can't avoid religion. You're in a religion whether you know it or not. I don't think that I am in a religion.
TV is the biggest propaganda
Scientists annoy
tool.
me too. I try to stay unbiased as much as I can, and I try to be neutral until I get more information, and mostly information and things from my own personal experiences, not from other people. Yeah, sorry it keeps freezing, you guys. They're trying to digitize everything right now at the Vatican. Yeah, but the crazy thing about that is even if they digitize it, they're not going to know. They don't know what it is. Like, until they have, like, tons of people just sit down and start going through it. And who's, like, massively aware of theology to the point where they can, like, read Sanskrit and then go, okay, I'm going to read, like, all these 800-year-old books in the thousands and start deciphering what the hell they say. Like, they don't have the manpower to do it.
TV is the biggest propaganda tool, but thank God TV is dying, and I am in the industry where
it doesn't matter. Now we have a worse tool. Now we have this.
Yeah, but I know how to use this.
No, I know you know. No, you know how to use this in order to perpetuate ideas, but we don't know how this. Like, a person could put any kind of random fact on the internet, and then people will believe it even though it's false. And that gets perpetuated, and repeated, and shared, and tweeted, and liked, and passed on. And then, guess what? We have hundreds of thousands of people who are believing in a false truth that somebody just randomly posted on the internet because they didn't vet it or they didn't check it out. It happens with UFO videos all the time. One of the UFO videos, I trust you know more than TV. YouTube. Wait, I trust YouTube more than TV. Oh, I don't know about all
that. What a jerk.
Nothing.
What a jerk.
But
I can see you in the video, right?
I know, damn it, it's a joke. But it sucks that we still really need people to kind of keep an open mind, either way, and vet things. Really vet things. There was a UFO video that I saw, and it looked weird. I looked at it and I was like, oh, that is kind of weird. It was these lights that were. They came down, they split up, and then they started moving around, and they were leaving these trails. And this cop caught it. So here you go. You got a UFO video. It's on third phase of the moon, of course. You have a cop that took the video, so that gives it even more credibility. But still, and no, I looked into it and was like, let me look into that town, that date, and let me see if I can find that same video from somebody else's perspective, because there's no way in hell somebody saw that and other people didn't see it. So guess what I found out? I found the video. It was from a person that was closer to the event that it was. It was the Air Force that was dropping parachuters down, and I forget their name. They're called like Knights of something. And they light like their shoes on fire, like with sparklers, and they parachute, and then they like do these formations and go through. And on the other video, you could see it clearly, and you could tell that it was from like a different direction, same perspective, same, because I played them back to back with each other. But here you go. You got third phase of the moon, huge following, and now they got 40,000 people or more believing that this is a legitimate UFO video. Meanwhile, here's an actual logical explanation for it. Stuff like that. And I guarantee you, it would be really hard-pressed until you actually take those people that saw that video and believe without a shadow of a doubt that it's real, until you point out, no, look, see? Here's what that actually was. But who's going to do that? It's hard. There's one guy who's UFO Theater. He put this fool on the blacklist and other people on the blacklist that I don't agree with. But he tries to debunk videos that are fake or vet things that are possibly not truthful videos. But we need more people like that. Who else is good at vetting videos on you? Darren Crapo on UFO TV. He's good at debunking videos, and he's good at looking at things.
UFO Theater is not good at debunking.
No, not UFO Theater.
But UFO Theater's been going off of just basically.
Yeah, he has a bit of a. There are some things that he shows you that are really great in terms of finding fake UFO videos, especially CG and badly composited ones. But I think that he's
too. He reminds me of this CGI guy who was stalking me for the first year, claiming that I was faking my flare, saying, "I know how you're faking it."
But at the same time, there are people that are like,
who are all these people out here watching
vendetta.
it with me? Then who are these people who have been experiencing it with me and are testifying to the sightings we're documenting?
So, did you accidentally spell organization wrong, or is that a Mandela effect?
I'm a very bad speller and I'm dyslexic, so that was probably my mistake. Or maybe it was a Mandela effect.
Did you spell it wrong?
Yeah, I spelled it wrong. I just saw that. That's why I was laughing.
That's dyslexia, folks, for you. It happens, you know. He's a person, too.
My strength ain't spelling.
Yeah, I don't spell too good.
I ain't
no good at the spelling thing.
My English teachers they don't give up on me off stop speaking like this in my third class.
But yeah, Trump is a perfect example of people not doing research into a person and their character and their past, and then taking.
Trump is an example of how well brainwashed everyone is and how easy they are influenced to go into one area.
There was one of his support. I think they put it on the Daily Show. She was like, "Trump is like God. Like he bestowed himself upon us." I was like, "Oh no." No, don't do that.
That's when you take over the internet.
Don't do that. That's not very wise. I think God would be actually very pissed at you at this moment in time.
God's gonna send us a hurricane. Oh, look, there it is.
Right.
There it is. Sorry, Florida.
Sorry, Florida.
Trump had to be visiting you.
So sorry. But yeah, like we really do appreciate you guys hanging out with us and having this awesome conversation. We love talking about stuff like this.
It's the best time.
And we really do try our best to put.
It's okay.
You're grammar Nazi. It's all good. We there's nothing wrong with being.
Yeah, at least now I know to correct it as soon as I get the chance to. I don't know if I'm allowed to change the name right now at this second.
Oh, that's bad. You got a typo as your...
and I'm going to be stuck with it.
Snap, dog.
Like, as soon as you change it, you're stuck with it for a couple months so you can change it. So it might be like 3 months before you see organization correct.
This is one of those moments where you just let the lie ride. I'll tell him about it later. Straight. Hey, buddy, just so you know. Organization spelled wrong. Just so you know. Yeah. No, thanks. No, and I mean,
this was dope.
I'm trying to think who else. You guys should totally go by Go by Jim's channel. It's Infamous
Yeah,
Fan
I'll
Club.
link it right here in the comments so you guys can go check it out. He's the one that got us our cameras. Go send him a comment, say you're here from Fausto and Yasmin, say hi.
Go by Jonathan Castro's page. He's got some really crazy UFO videos that he's caught too. He's got some that he's on the fence with too, but he's also got some really good, crazy videos. There's one of a pink, like, I don't know, like a pink. It's like it looks like a V, and then it splits and it spins around each other, and then these orbs come out of it. If you can find that video from Jonathan. And then I also do aerokinesis, which is moving the wind with your mind. And I've been showing people how to do that stuff, and I learned it from Michael Grubb at Evolve Ministry. Even if you can't join the school, Michael has put so much stuff on YouTube for free that you can watch, listen to, and then learn how to do aerokinesis. You know what I mean? And this is something everybody can do. I'm not special. Once I started getting decent at the very basic aspects of aerokinesis, I started showing this guy. He can do it too. I showed little kids how to do it. I freaked out people. I have a pinwheel, and people will be like, oh, can you make it stop? I'll make it stop. They'll be like, can you make it go? I'll make it go. Sometimes I do Periscope live, and I show people how to do aerokinesis. So there's a lot of really we'll put all the links in the description. But the thing is, like, after we started experiencing these UFOs like on the regular, that just broke walls for other things. It started cracks in other things. Because once you have something so profound, like a UFO showing up in front of you, it really takes you to, it makes you take a step back. And you have to kind of go, okay, I've been told my whole life that's not true. So what else might not be true? And that's why I say, like, I don't see anything wrong in questioning if the earth is round or flat. But also take it to heart to try to be responsible with what you find and go, okay, well, maybe this is true, but this isn't true. Maybe this isn't and this is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that everything is a conspiracy theory, and I don't think that everything isn't. But I definitely encourage people to question everything. I think that it is a healthy thing to question things and not just take things for face value. You know what I mean? So, what is aerokinesis? Aerokinesis is moving the wind with your mind. And this is something that I primarily do spoon bending. I do not know how to bend spoons, but I wish. But Michael Grubb, my teacher that I'm talking about, has videos where he's manipulating storms. He has videos where he's moving magnetic balls. He has videos where he's moving stuff under glass. He has videos where he's making lightning strike on command, making wind blow harder, making rain blow harder, making wind instantly blow across lakes. This stuff is something that he also points to scientific means, such as quantum physics. So it's not just something coming out of pure metaphysical, esoteric understandings. It's something that he also equates to anatomy, to physiology, and to quantum physics. So that's another thing that I try to look for. I try to look for, the aspects of something that seems otherworldly and find the logical aspects of it and the metaphysical aspects of it. You've been to Spoon. Like, with your mind. Like, I want to be able to... If somebody can just look at a spoon and bend it, like on The Matrix, I'm sold. But if you look at it and then you go... I bent it. No, I'm not buying it. Like, it has to be... I have to see, like, very little influence for something like that for me to be convincing. Or I would have to...
We are electric beings. We are electric
definitely,
beings.
Yeah.
Electromagnetic beings.
Also...
You know there's something we know that's actually faster than light? Magnetism. We know that magnetism is faster than light because it can bend it, and our body emits an electromagnetic field. So we emit an aspect into reality that's actually faster than light, so we have a part of our body that can actually bend.
Which is probably the reality. Heart. I think it's the heart.
No, the heart emits your electromagnetic field, yes, but the heart is controlled by your brain, and the...
But with heart math, we know that your heart also takes over your brain in certain circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
and can completely
Well,
override your brain.
basically, the beat of your heart is controlled by your emotions. So whatever your emotional state is, that's what you're emitting through your heart.
Maybe when it turns melty. See, yeah, or like I said, if I experienced it and I'm holding the spoon and then I can feel it starting to melt and then I just go ahead and do it, that would convince me too. You know what I mean? But I have to do it personally. Like, me and Fausto actually wanted to do a show where we go around and go to different old ancient cultures, like meet aboriginals, meet shamans. That's why my name is Nerd Shaman. Meet shamans, meet priests and people who have talked about or done metaphysical stuff, or said that they or claim that they can teach you how to do it, and just go and try it. No judgment, no bias. Just go open-minded and see what happens, and be okay with experiencing something that we just cannot explain. You know what I mean? I tried to do it for several years, couldn't do it, but finally bent a spoon. It gets melty. Yes, not with the mind, but with hands. It gets hot and bendy. Okay, I've seen a couple of people that are real. I'm like, oh, that is kind of weird.
When they rub their fingers and it just bends, like if it's plastic.
Yeah, like were you rubbing it? Yeah. Were you rubbing it when you did it, or were you just holding it and you can feel it and you can feel it just go down? Yes, that's what happens. You got to do it personally to believe it. No, yeah, and honestly,
I've done things like the side wheel, and it took me a long time too. Like, for 3 weeks, I felt like I was stupid, just holding my hand next to the side wheel, and then finally it started twitching. And then after it started twitching, by the third day, I had it completely spinning nonstop, starting and stopping. I have a video actually up on YouTube when I was really good at it. I got to get more into it now, but in the video you see me starting and stopping it. It's like one of the earlier ones when the first UFO footage started coming out.
Right.
That's when I started getting into the telekinesis.
I mean, like, the good thing about
the kinetics.
The cool thing about that, and I'm sure that you're the same way, is once you experience it, you're like, okay, I can accept that. You know what I mean? But we've experienced people who have experienced weird stuff, and they just shut it completely off. You know, like, Fausto, how many times have I showed somebody Arrow, then gotten them to do it, and then they still are like, but
how?
I don't. And I'm like, dude, like, you literally just made the damn thing stop on command. And even though you did it, you still just, nope, not seeing it, you know. I didn't believe it was possible myself. It was when I didn't try that it happened, you can make it happen. Yeah, what I'll say, one Eve, is go outside. Next time you're outside, go outside, be chill. Be respectful to the environment. Understand that the thing that we exist in is a living, thinking thing too. Be respectful, and ask permission to engage with it. And then, said I engage a white light going through my crown and into the spoon. Okay, cool. When you start to breathe, when you start to move, really focus on your body. I call it body awareness. Like, if you were to sit here and think right now about one of the digits on your hand, you're going to start to feel your hand, and you could switch your awareness, your actual mental awareness, to any part of your body, and then you'll start to feel it, and you'll feel a tingling, or you feel a pressure, or anything like that. But
I've experienced that, shutting stuff off.
Yeah, if you've been to spoon before, aerokinesis is easy. It is literally something that anybody can do and pick up. It just takes, like you said, believing it. And going with it and accepting it.
Time, practice, and muscle development.
It does take practice because it is like a muscle. The more you practice it, the more connected you'll get.
It is a muscle. It's the wave, invisible muscle we project out of our bodies this whole time, all our lives, that we just don't learn how to control.
Right, but I mean, it's a muscle. Smooth. It's a muscle in the sense of it's super atrophied. The metaphysical muscle that we have to do the things that we can do.
Been a cast his whole life. You never used that thing.
But people cast.
You're
it's all
in a
itchy.
Wheelchair.
It's all itchy and gross, and it's never been bathed, and you gotta like peel back those gross.
The beings who have used their electromagnetic field were kids in wheelchairs, basically. Ours are tiny little diminished things that we've never practiced and extended.
So, I think that you'll be able to do it pretty easily. I mean, it is in my opinion one of the easiest, most basic ways that a person can connect metaphysically. And it does take practice to get better at it because it is like a muscle. You have to get stronger at it. That also annoys me that people, they'll be like, oh, so you can move the wind, like just do it right now. And I'm like, whoa, dude. I'm still learning, number one. Number two, I gotta get into it. Number three, you know, like, it's not... The way that people think about metaphysics and like telepathy or moving things with your mind is telekinetics or whatever, is that, oh, I'll just think it and move it. And I'm like, dude, like, no, that's not how it works, especially when you're just starting out. It's something that's very, very gradual, and you get stronger and more connected as you go along. Because bottom line is, if you just looked at a car and freaking flipped it over with your mind, your brain would be done. You'd be like, stop, you know, like, you just... It would break your paradigm in a way that might be dangerous to the psyche. You know what I mean? So, telekinesis happened to me before, and I scared myself. Exactly. Exactly. I know people really love the idea of, like, I wish I could just fly and just jump in the air, like, woo! And I'm like, dude, if you did that, you would crap your pants and piss yourself, and you would be, really kind of stuck for a minute, and you'd have to take a step back. So I was like, I think that's the reason why I haven't experienced, like, moving crazy big things yet. Not that I think that it isn't possible. I think that it's very, very possible. But it's something that you gradually have to get used to. So, you know, I love tea that's green. I love green tea. Yeah, no, I'm glad you guys too. He really wanted to stream today. He was like, I gotta show you this YouTube live. We're gonna do it. Let's do it. And I was like, okay, whatever. It's fine. I usually stream on Periscope, but
I'm trying to get her to stream on YouTube.
He's trying to get me to switch.
YouTube's better, right, guys?
What say ye, crew? What say ye? But
so
yeah,
glad
super glad you made it.
Too.
Glad you made it. Glad you're hanging out, and I'm glad. I mean, this is encouraging for us.
Can't believe you guys hung out for 2 hours. Jesus.
Oh
you
man,
awesome.
We could do this all day, dude.
Yeah.
If we didn't have like work and things to take care of, but.
Oh yeah, tomorrow I actually work for this comedian named Jeff Dunham. I'm gonna stream a little bit before we do our live stream. If you guys want to watch that, I'll put it on this channel too. But it'll be really early, like at 8:30 a.m. probably. So like at 8:30 I'll stream till like 9, then we're starting Jeff's stream after that.
Word.
Yeah. So.
When stuff happened, you play mind tricks on it. Yes. When I saw, I mean, like I said, I had been seeing UFOs for 3 months solid. These things would fall on my car. They would be at my job, making patterns. My coworkers saw them. Parents of my students saw them. I would come home. They'd be making patterns in the sky. My parents saw them. Periscope is Twitter's version of this, essentially. Like, YouTube Live basically got hip to Twitch and Periscope kind of gaining in live streaming applications from phones, and they were like, all right, we're doing it live, and they started doing it live. So my Periscope is Nerd Shaman, and it's nerd with a 3, not an E. With a 3, not an E. But I was just on the fence, even though I had been experiencing this stuff like every other day. It was a lot, you guys, to the point where I was like, screw this, I'm buying a video camera. Like, that's how prevalent it was, because I'm taking pictures, trying to describe to people, no, but this thing, it like came in and it just zipped past and it was gone, I don't know. People were like, yeah, sure, but this picture, I can't really tell. So I was like, screw this, I'm getting a video camera. I was like, that's it, it's done. But I was still on the fence, you know. I wasn't really ready to accept it in full. And then 3 months after that, after that 3 months, still being on the fence, I went outside one day, and this thing pops up 20 freaking feet away from me. And when I tell you it was the size of a truck tire, it was a light blue, glowing ball, perfect round sphere, almost like a soap bubble with light inside of it. It had a opaque white center about the size of a softball. Light blue aura haze around the way, perfectly circular, made absolutely no sound. I saw this thing 20 feet away from me because it was eye level with the second story of my house. And I jumped up and kicked my heels like, yay! And after I did that, this thing stretched, spun around, and made a noise. It went like, and it went back together. And I was like, dude, I can't do that. That's pretty cool. Did you wonder if it was evil or good, benevolent or malevolent? This is the way that I feel about it. Whatever you are as a person, your character, the things that you think and focus on the most is what you will experience. I'm a pretty positive person. the things that are the core of my being and beliefs, my moral code is that people should be happy, healthy. People should be free to think the way that they want to think. And people should resonate with truth. And truth should be told. Those are the things that I believe in. So I feel like if my character is that, and that's the things those are the things that I'm focusing on the most, then that's what I'm experiencing. I've never, ever, ever, ever had a negative experience with UFOs. I've never had a malevolent experience with anything like that. I've never experienced ghosts. Not that they don't exist. And not that people don't experience negative things. I believe that there is a negative and positive to everything. Like I said, I believe in balance. I can't throw a ball without reeling my hand back first. I can't jump without first going down to jump up in the air. You cannot go up before you go down. That's just physics. And I feel like the same thing goes for the existence of things. There will always be that opposition to create balance. Like, I think balance is the key to pretty much everything. You know what I mean? Did it seem like technology or biology? Dude, I wouldn't even know. I've never seen anything like that in my life. It seemed intelligent, but it seemed intelligent the way that
it was technology.
A drone could be intelligent.
Tech biology. Technology.
Technology.
The whole news terrible started technology.
It's a new thing. It's called technology. I really don't know. I mean, that's oh my god, that's really scary. Then I've struggled with depression and anxiety. I have tons of anxiety all the time. I would say work on meditating. And
meditation's the best.
Try to find a way to quiet the mind. Because in my opinion, your heart is the center of your being, not your brain. And this is something that religious texts, esoteric texts, ancient texts have all pointed to, the heart being the center of your being. And that's why heart math is really interesting to me. And they talk about the heart having neurological pathways just like your brain and overwiring your brain, especially in emotional events. So I think the best thing to do is focus on as many positive things as you can, especially if you have a lot of negative things in your life. And those are the things that you will attract. And even if you do have something negative happen, and this is hard, I struggle with this all the time. When you do have something negative happen, keep in mind that whatever manifestation, whatever thing that you've set and have in mind is the path that you're on. And if you have these negative things happen, it's because, like I said, you can't jump until you go down first. You know what I mean? I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. I've dealt with depression and anxiety before. I'm a crazy nail biter. You know what I mean? So I totally get it. You know what I mean? I've had panic attacks before. I know what you mean. So yeah, like attracts like, makes sense. Have you tried communicating with them? Yeah, it sucks, dude. Like, I wish I was so dumbfounded when I saw that thing. All I could do is just jump up and click my heels. I was just like, I was a little kid. I was like, that's what?
Couldn't even think.
I was like, what's my life? Like, I literally was like, what is my life right now? Like, why? The only thing I could think was, I was just shaking my head and laughing, like, this is just, like, I did that. I was like, this is a lot. Like, what do I do with this? What do I do with this? How am I supposed to react to this? What I'm experiencing? How am I supposed to explain this to somebody? And I have no proof of it. What am I supposed to do? Because now this has totally convinced me that this crap is real. You're 20 freaking feet away from me. But how am I going to talk about this with other people and not seem like a nut job? Sucks. So I was dumbfounded. The only thing I could think was, I'm having this experience. This is crazy. This is crazy. I couldn't even think, like, to ask questions. Where are you from?
Alright, guys. On that note, we want you guys to go outside, make some UFO contact.
Work on it, I love tea.
Go watch some UFOs. Try some aerokinesis. Show people UFOs. Wake them up. That's what we do. Show them in person. It's the only real way. Videos. Nobody's going to get convinced with videos. Once they see it in person, then they're going to...
No, never again. Not yet. I've had things close, but not that close again.
So, thank you guys for hanging out for 2 hours. You guys are awesome, and we'll see you again soon. I'll see you tomorrow if you want to watch my stream before our work stream.
Yeah, and we'll
See
put
some
all
cool
our,
cars.
our links and stuff.
Yeah,
in,
I already threw them in the description. I
Facebook
saved it so you'll
groups,
see it once the video's
and,
published.
We'll try to do this like, at least once a week.
Yeah.
We'll do our best. But
Yeah.
you guys are awesome. Much love to you
Thank
all.
you guys for hanging.
I can't remember all the names, but I love T and one Eve and one guy Jordan left. But you guys are awesome. Thank you.
I'm gonna be doing a new stream every morning since I drive 2 hours to work. I'll probably be streaming for an hour and a half.
And I periscopes often, but not as often as I used to. So
she's got to start again. You guys got to tell her to start periscoping. Get her on.
I'll do my best.
Get on YouTube. Screw Periscope. Periscope's dying.
Do it again. Do it again. Take care. Oh, thanks.
See you guys.
Thanks.
Good night. I
and
gotta
if you
be
guys,
up early.
oh yeah, if you do go to our links or whatever in comments, put link stuff because we would like to see what you guys are seeing, and if you ever want to ask us like, oh, do you think this is real or fake, or just shoot it to us and we'll check it out and give you our opinion. You know what I mean? So hope that's helpful. Stay loving, people.
Buenas noches. Buenas noches.
Bye, au revoir.
Let me see
Merci
the vape.
beaucoup. No.
I'm gonna close the broadcast how I always close the broadcast. This is how I close my broadcast.
Oh, Lord. Do more live.
Oh, we'll do
videos.
plenty of more live.
We will. You messed it up. That's
I
not,
was-
that's not
I know,
enough
I messed up.
clouds.
And I got
That's
distracted by the word. We'll
That's
be doing
right.
way more live. Thank
Stop
you guys for
getting
hanging out. All right.
focus here. This is how you close this whole thing. Jeez Louise.
Oh, I was supposed to close.